Assalamu alaikum. Today our topic of discussion is GOTS, which stands for Global Organic Textile Standards. In this topic we will discuss about all the criteria and all the parameters we have to follow to make our product certified to be sold. Let's start our topic with the table of contents. In this lecture we will discuss about the introduction of GOTS, its history and background, needs for GOTS, office and governance. Then we will talk about GOTS principle and scope, its aim and objective, scope of certification. Then label grading and certification with organic versus made with organic label certification process. Key criteria for GOTS certification. In this point we will discuss all the process, all the materials and all other conditions we have to follow to make our product certified to be sold or make it environmental friendly. Comparison with other standards. All the other standards are given for the sustainability of our environment will be compared with GOTS. Quality assurance and compliance, in which we talk about auditing and residue testing, and at the end of the topic we will discuss about the conclusion and future of GOTS. We will start our topic with the common example like cotton processing. In cotton processing, all the process involved, all the process we have to follow are given are done under some conditions, and all the conditions which are given for these processes must be sustainable to the environment, because all of these process and all the conditions which will make the product will be sent to GOTS for their approval. If these terms or if these conditions are not sustainable or are not environmental friendly, then we will not get the approval from GOTS. If all of these are sustainable, then approval of GOTS will be easy. After 1 year, certification of GOTS is expired and we have to get recertification. In this way we can enhance or we can modify our product after every 1 year, and we will get, after that we will get the approval from GOTS more easily. Then first we will talk about the introduction of GOTS, its history and background. It was established in 2006 by the International Working Group on Global Organic Textile Standard, comprising organizations like IVN Germany, OTA USA, Soil Association UK and JOCA Japan. The first version of GOTS was given in 2006, and the current version we are using right now is GOTS 6.0, which was given in 2023. It was created to harmonize organic textile standards globally, ensuring credibility from to finished products. Why we need GOTS? First of all, its customers demand that the products we are forming is environmental friendly or ethically produced textile. It is customers assurance that we are not harming environment, we are not harming other human forms to get the product. Then environmental production. The forms, the procedures or all the raw materials we are following to make our products must produce less water waste at the end of the process, and it should produce less carbon footprint, then it will be sustainable to our environment. Social responsibility. It is our social responsibility that all the people working in our factory will get their all form of facilities, ensure fair wage, safe working conditions and no child labor. Market integrity. It prevents greenwashing by providing a transparent third-party certification. The office and governance. The office of GOTS is located in Germany and it is certified in over 70 countries. The principle. The principle of GOTS are most important for the approval of GOTS. We have to follow these terms, we have to follow these principles to get the certification from GOTS. First point is aim of the standard. Like we have already discussed, the aim of the standard or the aim of all the subjects or all the process in GOTS is to produce products or to use raw materials that are environmental friendly, that are not harming our environment in any type of ways, and the products or the material or discharge at the end of the process or from the factories are not harming any kind of human form on the earth or in water. The aim of this standard is to define requirements to ensure organic status of textile. All the terms or all the materials we are using in textile are organic status. From harvesting of raw material, with the material we are harvesting is also must be in the form of organic. Through environmentally and socially responsible manufacturing up to labeling in order to provide a credible assurance to the end consumer. Scope and structure. All the terms and all the process are which are used for the formation of products or for the formation of fabrics at the end of the cotton processing are discussed for the certification of goods. If one process is using some conditions which are not necessary, which are not sustainable to our environment, then the credibility of certification will be lost. These standards for organic textile cover the production. It covers all of the form. It covers all the process which are involved from the raw material to the end product, like production, processing, manufacturing, packaging, labeling, exportation, importation and distribution of all natural fibers. The final products may include but are not limited to fiber product, yarn, fabric and cloth. These standards focus on compulsory criteria only. Label grading. How can we label that these products are made from organic or inorganic material? These standards provide for a subdivision into two label grades. The only differential for subdivision is the minimum percentage of organic in conversion. Organic in conversion means that the material we use for the production of some product are not in the form of organic, and we have to make these products or these materials into organic form. In conversion means we don't have enough organic material to form the products, then we mix this with other material to make it sufficient for our process. Organic in conversion material is the final product. Labeling our product as in conversion is only possible if the regulation on which the certification of the fiber produced is based permits such labeling for the fiber in question, as it can be demonstrated that equivalent organic fiber are not commercially available in sufficient quantity or quality or type. Like I have already told you, in conversion is done only when the material we are using to form the product are not sufficient. Final products that are produced and manufactured in compliance with these standards by an operation that have been certified by an approved certifying body may be sold, labeled or represented as organic in conversion, made with X% organic material, or made with X% organic in conversion material. Made with 100% organic material means the material we are using for raw material are enough and we can use all of these organic material to form our products. And the term organic in conversion means the material we are using to form our products is not enough and we have to mix it with other terms with other materials to make it sufficient for our procedure. With regard to this standard, an approved certifying body must include in its respective licensing certification agreement that the product produced according to the global standard must be labeled Global Organic Standard. The in conversion we are using to make our material sufficient for the procedure must be written in the terms that are given to the goods, so that we can know that they can know the material we are using is not in this 100% form, so that the material can be labeled as a Global Organic Textile Standard. Two label grades. The materials which are sufficient for our procedure is organic. The point 2 is made with organic, the material which is not sufficient for our procedure. It is greater than or equal to 95% certified organic fiber, or less than 5 is equal to organic material, must not be GMO, genetically modified organism. Point 2 is made with organic. The material, the in conversion we have to made to make our product sufficient. It is greater than 70 or equal to 70 certified organic, and non-organic restriction apply will be only be 30%. Then key criteria for good certification. The process the terms, the conditions we have to follow to get the certification from GOATS. First of all, it's organic fiber production. The fiber we are producing must be in organic form. Fiber must be certified to IFOM and USDA NOP standards. In conversion, fibers allowed if organic supply is insufficient. If in conversion is only allowed if the material we are using is not in enough form. But if you are doing in conversion for the material which is already enough in its inorganic its organic form, then the certification from the GOATS will not be given. The material composition, accessories, buttons, zippers must meet GOATS residue limit. No PVC, polyvinyl chloride, nickel or chrome. We are using GOATS certification for accessories because the materials which are synthetic to make buttons and zipper are not biodegradable. They can live their life up to thousands of years without being degraded, which is harmful for our environment. Then we will discuss about the real life examples of GOATS, the brands and products which are using. Point 1 is fashion and apparel brands. Patagonia. The product of the Patagonia is organic cotton t-shirt hoodies. Why GOATS? It ensures that fair labor practice and chemical-free dyeing. The shirts we are getting from Patagonia is free from any chemical of dyeing, and the laborers that are working in Patagonia are getting their facilities. Point B is H&M Conscious Collection. It forms kids wear women organic cotton dresses. Why GOATS? Part of H&M sustainability pledge to use 100% organic recyclable material and by 2030. It is their aim. It is their aim to use 100% organic recyclable dye by 2023. Lean Fisher. The products which form are linen tops, organic wool sweaters. Why GOATS? It align with their circular by design ethos. It uses circular products which in this process the products after their life will be recycled, and then the products will be, and then it is again formed into the product. Sella Maternity. It produces vegan accessories with GOATS certified cotton lining. After discussing fashion, we will discuss about home textile. In home textile, we are discussing Koyochi. First product for example of this brand is organic bedding or towels. Why GOATS focus on non-toxic biodegradable textile? As you can see, all the materials, all the brands that are using GOATS are using raw materials which are biodegradable so that they can maintain the sustainability of our environment. Ball and branch. The product example of ball and branch is luxury organic cotton sheets. Why GOATS? Its guarantee ethical farming and processing. Ball and branch. The aim of ball and branch brand is that they are not harming our environment, and they are not harming people to get their products. Green Fiber UK. Its product is GOATS certified mattresses or baby clothing. Then we will discuss about industrial and bulk suppliers. Raj Lakshmi Cotton Mills, which is located in India. Its role is to supply GOATS certified cotton yarn to global brands. Then Socrates, which is present in Turkey, it produces GOATS certified fabric for European fashion houses. The cotton shirts which are produced by the Patagonia t-shirt is this and Frugi Kids collection. It mostly form colorful cloth for kids. These these dyes which are used in Frugi Kids collection are not chemical dyes, and they are not harming any kind of material to get their product. Chemical restriction. Prohibited substance. Azo dyes, formaldehyde or heavy metals like lead and cadmium are prohibited substance. Genetically modified organisms, chlorine, bleach and toxic solvent, all of these are prohibited substance. Allowed chemicals are low impact dye or biodegradable auxiliaries. आगे social criteria ILO standard. No forced or child labor. The workers which are working in their company or in their industry must get the all type of medical application and all medical appliance and all kind of other conditions to get the work done in their industry. Safe working condition, fair wage and collective bargaining rights. Environmental management. Wastewater treatment. Chemical oxygen demand limit should be less than 25 gram per kg textile output. Energy use must be monitored and reduced. To get the certification from GOTS easily, the waste material which is discharged from the industry must not exceed chemical oxygen demand greater than 25 gram per kg. Otherwise, the process of certification will be more tough. Energy or waste use. We should replace energy or energy uses with other forms that are renewable sources. Comparison with other standard. GOTS versus NODS, Natural Organic Dye Standard. NOD focus, certified textile dyed exclusively with natural dyes. NODs only deal with the natural dye like plants, insects, fungi, overlap. Both prohibited synthetic dyes and hazardous chemical. Both GOTS and NODs prohibited the use of synthetic dyes. The difference between GOTS and NOD is GOTS allow some synthetic auxiliaries, NOD is stricter on the dye source. The use GOTS allow only natural fibers. It does not allow the use of synthetic but GOTS allow the use of some synthetic fibers which are not most harmful to our environment. GOTS versus Oikotex. Oikotex test for harmful substance but does not require organic fibers. GOTS is holistic, cover organic plus social plus environmental criteria. Here we are discussing GOTS with Oikotex and NODs. The focus of GOTS is holistic, fiber plus processing, but the focus of Oikotex is chemical safety only, and the focus of NODs is natural dyes only. Organic fibers. GOTS require 70 to 90%. Oikotex does not require any organic fiber, and the requirement of organic fiber in NODs is optional. Social criteria. GOTS have social criteria like yellow standard, but OICO and NODs does not have any kind of social criteria. Dye restriction. GOTS ban azodized heavy metals. OICOTEX bans the test for harmful residues, and NODs restrict only plants. It allows only plants, insects dyes, and it restricts all kind of synthetic dyes. Additional specific requirement for processing and related chemical. By following these additional specific criteria, we can get the certification from GOTS more easily. Separation and identification. All stages through the processing chain must be established so as to ensure that organic and conventional fiber are not contaminated and that organic fibers are not contaminated by contacts with prohibited substances. All organic raw materials must be clearly labeled and identified as such at all stages of processing chain. The process of spinning allowed additives including paraffins, oil and substance derived from natural raw materials only. All of these processes are process of cotton processing. Sizing and weaving and knitting. Allowed sizing agent include we size these products to get the sizing of the material is done to enhance the process of bleaching. Sizing is done by sizing agents which include starch, starch derivatives, other natural substance and carboxymethyl cellulose, polyvinyl alcohol and polyacrylate may be used for no more than 25% of total sizing in combination with natural substance only, calculated for the chemical without water. Knitting and weaving oil must not contain heavy metals because we know that GOTS prohibited the use of heavy metals. Other inputs must be derived from natural raw materials only. No woven manufacturing. Allowed woven manufacturing processing includes only mechanical compression, webbing, and entangling, such as hydro entanglement, treatment, wet processing. Now we will discuss about the pre-treatment stages or pre-treatment criteria and the process which are prohibited by this to get the certification from the goats. Ammonia treatment. It is prohibited. The treatment of ammonia is prohibited. Exception is that allowed for pre-washing of wool if performed in closed circuit. If the treatment of ammonia is getting in a closed circuit, then we will allow then goats allow it, but it is exception. The uses of bleach on basis of oxygen only. Peroxide ozone exception for non-cotton fiber have to be proved by the certifiers. If we are using bleach for the non-cotton fibers, then we have to get approval from the goats or any other farm analyst or any other certifier. Desizing allowed are GMO-free enzymatic desizing and other auxiliaries that meet the basic requirements. All the requirements that we have discussed to get the required certification from the courts. Mercerization. Mercerization is used to get the enhanced form of cellulose that we use to form cotton, allowed with auxiliaries that meet the basic requirement. Optical brightening. Optical brightening agents are used to make the product or make the cotton more white. Allowed are optical brighteners that meet all criteria for the selection of dyes and auxiliaries. The material or that dyes we are using for optical brightening must be degradable or must not harm our environment and must be sustainable to our environment. Then dyeing. Selection of dye and auxiliaries. As I have already told you that some dyes as azo dyes or formaldehyde dyes are prohibited by goats. The criteria for selection of dyes is allowed are natural dyes and those auxiliaries and synthetic dye that meets the requirement. Goats allows some synthetic dyes, but we know that notes does not allow any kind of synthetic dye. It only allows plants and insects based dyes. Printing. Selection of dyes, printing and auxiliaries. Allowed are natural dyes and those synthetic dyes and pigments that meets the requirement. The requirements which are given by the goats. Prohibited are discharge printing methods using aromatic solvent, because we know that formaldehyde and any kind of material aromatic solvents are prohibited by goats. Prohibited are plastisol printing methods using phthalate and polyvinyl chloride. Prohibited are azo dyes that release carcinogenic amine compound. Formaldehyde and azo dyes are also prohibited by goats. Finishing. Selection of finishing method and auxiliaries. Finishing method. In this finishing method we use fabrics or softeners to give the final touch to our fabrics. Though criteria of selection of finishing allowed are mechanical, thermal and other physical finishing methods. Natural auxiliaries and genetically modified organisms, free enzymes are permitted. All kind of in goats, all GMO are prohibited. Synthetic auxiliaries are permitted only for softening, milling and felting as long as they meet the requirement. Requirement for accessories. After finishing our products, we have to make our product beautiful. For all of these requirements for accessories are swing threads. Allowed are natural and synthetic swing threads. In the requirement of accessories, we allow all kind of criteria which are biodegradable and sustainable to our environment. Embroidery yarn. Allowed are natural and synthetic embroidery dyes. Zips. Allowed are tapes of natural material, polyamide and polyesters. Allowed are chains of metal free of chrome and nickel, polyamide and other plastic without PVC. Elastic band. Allowed are natural and synthetic materials. Lining pockets. Allowed are natural fibers only. The fibers we are using or the materials we are using in accessories must I have already told you, must be degradable, must be sustainable to our environment, must have shorter lifespan. Shoulder pads allowed of natural fibers and viscose allow mixture with polyesters are allowed. The material or process we are using for the formation of our products must meet environmental management policy. Operator must have a written environmental policy depending on the processing stages performed. The policy should include the policy which is written by the environmental operators must include all of these parameters. Person responsible, the person which are working in the factory must be responsible. Procedures to minimize waste and discharge. Procedures for monitoring waste and discharge. Procedures to follow in case of waste and pollution incidents. The persons which are documentation of staff training in the conservation of water and energy to the proper and minimal use of chemical and their correct disposal. Let's make this easy for you. The persons which are responsible. Point 1 is the person which are working in the factory should be responsible. He should be aware all of his duties. Point 2 is procedures to minimize waste. If we are using procedure, if we are using the process which is producing more waste, is using more energy and producing more carbon footprint, it is not good for the environment. We should use other process or other alternative procedures which are using less waste, less carbon footprints and less discharge from the factory. Documentation. Point 3 is documentation of staff training. All of the staff training in the factory or all of the materials we are using in the factory and all of the procedures and conditions which are we using must be documentation, must be keep in documentation form. Point 4 is program for improvement. The like I told you already, the certification of goods is expired in 1 year and we have to get recertification from goods after 1 year. This gives us the idea that we can improve our product, we can always improve or upgrade our products for its betterment or to get certification from goods more easily. In point 4 we are discussing that thing, program for improvement. We should always think about the update, we should always think about the improvement of our product. Wet processing. Point 5 is wet processing units must keep full record of the use of chemicals, energy, waste, water consumption and wastewater treatment including the disposal of sludge. Wet processing which we are using in cotton processing or other type of synthetic fiber must use those chemicals which are not harming the fabric of the product, and the energy which we are using for the wet process must be low and must meet their standard form. Water consumption in wet energy must be low so it will be meet our sustainable demands, and the disposable which are discharging from the factory or industry must not harming the aquatic life. Wastewater treatment. The water we are using in industry for the washing of raw material or wet water treatment must meet its all standard form. Wastewater from all wet processing sites must be treated in an internal or external functional wastewater treatment before discharging to the surface water. Here we are discussing that the water we are using for wastewater treatment must be treated with chemicals or must be treated with other forms of acids which will lower their acidity so that it can be discharged from the factory or industry, and after all of this treatment it will causes less harm to the aquatic life. Wet processing units must measure and monitor sediment quantities, wastewater temperature and wastewater pH. Wastewater from wet processing site except greasy wool scouring, tight and flex rating site must, when discharged to surface water after treatment, have a OCD content of less than 25 gram per kg of textile output expressed. in criteria for standardization or in criteria of GOTS, we have discussed that the content of COD in the discharge water must be less than 25 gram per kg, or if the pH of the water we are discharging from the factory is disturbing our aquatic life, it will cause on site and discharge directly to surface water. It must also have a pH between 6 or 9 unless the receiving water has pH outside of this range, and temperature is less than 40 degree unless the temperature of the receiving water is above this value. The COD or BOD demand must be less than 5 and the copper content must not exceed 0.5 mg per liter. These are the four basic rules for the discharging water. Like pH should be between 6 to 9 and temperature will be less than 40. The demand of COD or BOD must be less than 5 or copper will be less than 0.5 milligram per liter. Wastewater analysis must be performed and documented periodically at normal operating system. Here we are talking about storage, packing and transport. The products which is formed at the end of all of these processes must be transported in safe packaging because it will be contaminated from the prohibited substance and it will disturb its structure. We will lose the strength of the fabric if it will mix with the other materials or other chemicals. Organic textile products must be stored and transported in such a manner as to prevent contamination by prohibited substance and commingling with conventional products or substitution of the content. It should not be contaminated with other prohibited substance, otherwise we will lose the productivity or otherwise we will lose the finishing of our product. Packaging material must not contain PVC. Transport means and routes must be documented. In case where pesticides, biocides must be used in storerooms, transport means they have to comply with the applicable international or national organic production designs. Now we will discuss about the chemicals or substances which are prohibited in all textile or all textile process. Substance group are permanent, oxymethyl or aromatic in primary effluent. Restricted may not constitute more than 1% per weight of any input. Aromatic solvents are prohibited. Chlorophenols as TCP or PCP are prohibited. Complexing agents and active detergents are prohibited. EDTA and DTPA are similar persistent complexing agent. Formaldehyde and other substances are also prohibited. Fungicides and biocides are prohibited. Heavy metals are also prohibited. Inputs must be heavy metals free as defined by ETDA, prohibited as metal complexes dyes. General exception for iron, specific exceptions for copper. We can use certain type of materials under their requirements given by the GOTS codes. Genetically organic, genetically modified organisms and their derivatives including enzymes derived from genetically modified microorganisms are also prohibited. The other solvents which are prohibited by GOTS are halogenated solvents and fluorocarbon. Quaternary ammonium compounds are also prohibited use for fixing purpose in the dyeing process, provided they meet all other GOTS criteria. This exception will be received in 2 years from date of adoption. Other explicit prohibited substance. Any substance that are prohibited with the recognized internationally or nationally valid legal characteristics. Minimum social criteria. The other factors we discuss are about the material and the process and the conditions which we are applying for other factors. But in this term minimum social criteria, we will discuss about the conditions we have to given to our employee and the conditions we have to set for the freely environmental condition in our factory to facilitate or make the environment more comfortable for workers. Scope. The following social criteria currently apply to the textile processing level only as far as practical quality assurance system for the form level will be in place. These social criteria also apply for the form level. Employment is freely chosen. There is no forced or bonded labor. Workers are not required to lodge, deposit or their identity papers with their employers and are free to leave their employer after reasonable notice. In this point we are discussing that we cannot force anyone or any person to work in our factory unless they want. Freedom of association and the right to collective bargaining and respected. Workers without distinction have the right to join or form trade unions of their own choosing and to bargain collectively. The employee adopts an open attitude towards the activities of trade union and their organizational activities. In this point, we are discussing that the workers have a right to bargain his required salary and he can also demand for respect from other employee and other workers working in their factory. It is his rights to bargain for a salary or to be asked to be respected. Workers' representatives are not discriminated against and have access to carry out their representative functions in the workplace. Where the right to freedom of association and collective bargaining is restricted under law, the employer facilitates and does not hinder the development of parallel means for independent and free association and bargaining. If the factory is not accepting or not respecting the boundaries set by a worker, he can go to law for the requirement of his rights. Working conditions are safe and hygienic. A safe and hygienic working condition must be provided bearing in mind the prevailing knowledge of the industry and of any specific hazards. Adequate steps must be taken to prevent accidents and injury to health arising from, associated with or occurring in the course of work by minimizing so far as is reasonably practicable. Worker must receive regular and record health safety training and such training must be repeated for new or reassigned workers, access to clean toilet facilities and to portable worker. In this point we are talking about the conditions or talking about the hygienic hygienic conditions or safety of workers. Factory or factory or industry must have those equipments or those machineries which are not harmful, which are not which can causes harms to the workers. But if the condition or if the situation occur where a person can get injured, but a person get injured, the factory should have first aid kit or first aid medical appliance ready to give to their workers. Child labor must not be used. There must be no recruitment of child labor. Companies must develop or participate in and contribute to policies and programs which provide for the transition of any child found to be performing child labor to enable her or him to attend and remain in quality education until no longer a child. Child and child labor are being defined by ILO. Children or young person under 18 must not be employed at night or in hazardous conditions. These policies are and procedures must conform to provision of the relevant ILO standard. Living wage. Wage and benefits paid for the working week meet at minimum national legal standard of industry. In this point we are discussing the other facilities we have given to the workers other than their salary, that medical appliance and the education of their children. All workers must be provided with written understandable information about their employment conditions including wage before they enter employment and about the particular their wage. Here we are also telling that customer or worker should know about all the conditions or all the facilities a factory is going to provide before signing a contract with the factory, so that he can know what facilities he is getting after applying in this factory. No discrimination. There is no discrimination in hiring, compensation, access or training, promotion, termination or retirement based on race, caste, national origin, religion, age, disability, gender, marital status, sexual orientation, union membership, or political affiliation. There is no discrimination there is no discrimination during the selection of a worker based on these terms. Quality assurance system. Auditing of processing and manufacturing state. Operator from post-harvest handling up to government making and final packaging, as well as importers and exporters of the article label according to these standards, must undergo an on-site annual inspection cycle. The responsible inspection certification body may decide on exception from the annual on-site inspection cycle for subcontractors with a low risk potential. Units mechanical fishing units ready to wear manufacturing units. Such units must be clearly identified, must have a contract with the contracting license, and may be subject to inspection at the certifier's discretion and at the contracting license expense. Residue testing. The residue which we are discharging the factories should be tested before discharging, so that they cannot harm aquatic life. The licensed operator is expected to undertake residue testing in accordance with the risk assessment of potential contamination. All products certified according to these standard and the component of such products should be included in this risk assessment and therefore potentially subject to testing. The testing frequency and the number of samples should be established according to this risk assessment so as to ensure compliance with these standards. Sample for residue testing may also be taken by the inspectors during the required inspection visit, either as backup to the inspection process or in case of suspicious of contamination or non-compliance addition. Sample of goods may be taken from supply chain at any time without advance notice. Conclusion and future of goats. First of all, let's discuss about the growth of goats. Increasing adoption by brands Patagonia, H&M, Conscious Collection. Some of the brands and some of the highest earning brands has already collaborated with goats and set their conditions to meet at the end of 20-30 years. Innovations. Research into bio-based dyes linked to nodes and circular economy practice. Like I have already told you, goats allow some of the synthetic dyes, but nodes only allow plants-based dyes or insect-based dyes. The innovation of goats the innovation of goats is that we can use bio-based dyes only linked with the nodes and circular economy. In circular economy practices, there is no end of life. After the cycle of a product, after the life cycle of a product is near to end, it again introduce into product. Call to action. Brands and consumer must prioritize goats to drive sustainable fashion. Now it's time that consumer also know about goats, and he also know about the conditions provided during the production of product or other facilities provided to the human. If one company is applying all the terms or all the criteria given by the goats, he can increase his productivity, and he can also sold more products. Allah Hafiz, this is my topic for the discussion.